All right, so we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about this Jordan LeBron debate. Um, LeBron and the Lakers, they just pretty much finished their season. The season is over. They got swept actually. They got swept by the OKC Thunder. But I mean, they made it to the second round. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm not surprised because they played the Houston Rockets. They played the Rockets. Rockets got Kevin Durant. I'm not the biggest KD fan. I feel like they shouldn't even have gotten Kevin Durant. Um, but nonetheless, they got him. I just feel like Kevin Durant, he's a good player. I never really understood the hype. I understand the hype about his attributes. Don't get me wrong. For him to be that tall and have the skill set that he has, I get it. But overall, he's just not really the winner that I think he needs to be. You know what I'm saying? He has the attributes, but some people ain't got the internal attributes needed to be what they should be. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he's one of them. But for real, he didn't really play. I don't think it would have made that much of a difference, if you ask me. But nonetheless, him not playing, that's a part of your ability. Like they say, the best ability is availability. So nonetheless, when the Rockets got him, I kind of knew that shit wasn't really going to amount to too much personally. But LeBron and them beat them niggas. They made it to the second round and got swept by the Thunder. You know what I'm saying? They got swept by the Thunder. Um, but you know, it just adds to the speculation whether LeBron gonna retire or not. Is he gonna retire? Is he gonna keep playing? It just adds to it. And with that conversation, if he retires, it reintroduces the conversation about him being better than Jordan or not. Now, I'm a Jordan guy. I seen Jordan play for majority of his career. Jordan he came into the league in '85. He came into the league as a dog. You know what I'm saying? It was undoubtedly what he could be in the league. He just needed a little help. And, you know, which is understandable because when you come into the league, and especially if you're a high draft pick, 9 times out of 10, you're getting drafted by a team that don't have a great players. So he went to the Bulls. They wasn't a great team. Took him a while to get it together, but once he got it together, he got that motherfucker together. You know what I'm saying? LeBron came into the league in what, '03? If I ain't mistaken. Yeah, I think '03 because I think they said this was his 23rd year. And he came in sort of just like Jordan. You know what I'm saying? He came in the league firing. You know what I'm saying? He came into the league firing. I don't know. Uh, get his big ass. Move, boy. Once he got it going, he got it going as well. But let's get straight to it. The debate about who's the best. For the longest, it wasn't even a debate to me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even a debate. Jordan guy all the way. I seen what he did. Once Jordan got a team around him and got it together, a team and a coach, he never looked back. Once he won that first championship, he was unbeatable. I seen it in real time. You know what I'm saying? I was a Bulls fan because of Jordan. I kind of abandoned them after Jordan left, and now I'm just a fan of all the home local teams. But nonetheless, Man, back then it was two teams, different sports, that made me a fan of the team that was out of the market that I lived in. The Bulls being one of them because of Jordan, and Detroit Lions because of Barry Sanders. You know what I'm saying? But you know, eventually, once both of them retired, I eventually kind of just went back to my home teams and stuck with them ever since. But I was a Bulls fan because of Michael Jordan. I was influenced. I had the Michael Jordan VHS tapes. I was Jordaned out. You know what I'm saying? LeBron came into the league. Um, I became a LeBron fan. I wasn't a fan of the teams that he played for. I ain't go to that extent like I went with Jordan because I was older. You know what I'm saying? And I was kind of set my ways. But nonetheless, I was a LeBron fan. I'm a fan of players living up to their greatness. Players that come into the league with hype and living up to the hype. I like to see greatness. You know what I'm saying? I root for greatness. So he came to the league, did his thing, and he lived up to the hype. Jordan, I just couldn't put, no matter for a long time, I couldn't put LeBron on the same level as Jordan because the thing with Jordan was that he was unbeatable. And I know this is hard for people that didn't watch Jordan because I'm realizing I'm getting to the age where there's a lot of people around when these debates come up. There's a lot of people involved that never seen Jordan play live. You know what I'm saying? They never seen him play live. So they just can't wrap their head around how Jordan could be better than LeBron. They just don't understand, you know. They seen LeBron play, and I get it. If I never saw Jordan play, it'd be hard for me to fathom. But a lot of us seen both of these motherfuckers play. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us seen both play. And I'm going to tell you like this. LeBron is more talented than Jordan. Meaning he can do more stuff than Jordan. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take that from LeBron. He can pass better. You know what I'm saying? He just got like a deeper bag than Jordan. You know what I'm saying? But it's a difference between talent and someone being better. The way I describe it between them two, I feel like LeBron is a more talented player. Jordan is a better decision maker than he's a better decision maker than LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Meaning Jordan always knew what to do and when to do it, and that's what separates a lot of these players from being on Jordan's level. Somebody like Durant, Kevin Durant, has the ability to be better than Jordan. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, he don't know when to do certain things that need to be done. He don't do them when they need to be done. For example, you got to know when to score. Look, Jordan always knew when to score and when to pass every time to the point that it made them unbeatable. That's why if Jordan had to go and score 50 to win, he would go and score 50 to win. You know what I'm saying? He knew when to do it. You know what I'm saying? He knew when to pass. He knew, okay, in this moment, I can't do it by myself. I need a little help. I need somebody to step up. He knew when to pass the ball. You know what I'm saying? I feel like LeBron don't have that because it's moments, and that's why people call Skip Bayless a LeBron hater, and I do agree to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? He's a LeBron hater because there's moments where I'm like, come on, you been either a little too hard on LeBron or you ain't giving him the props that he deserves in certain moments. But a lot of the times, I think watching Jordan play, you sit and watch LeBron do stuff or make mistakes where you be like, man, Jordan would have did this differently because he would have. That's why they won every time. Once he won his first championship, he never lost again until he came back, which, most of us don't really count the years that he came back and played for the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? But when he came back and played for the Bulls, because he retired for a second, he came back. I mean, it took him a year to get his feet up under him because he came back during the middle of the season. But once he got his feet up under him, the very next year, he did his thing, and they went back on another 3-year championship run, 3 years in a row. LeBron had Jordan's decision-making ability, LeBron probably would have never lost any championships. He definitely won more. He'd have won more than Jordan had, Jordan 6, because LeBron has the ability to do more than what Jordan could do. But see, Jordan, he was a killer, you know what I'm saying? Like Kobe. Kobe had the killer instinct Jordan had. Kobe just wasn't as efficient as Jordan was, you know what I'm saying? But he had the killer instinct. He had the decision-making ability. Like, he knew what to do. Just, he just came up a little short and, when to do certain things and when it needed to be done, or if he did know what to do, he couldn't cash in with the efficiency that Mike could, Mike was like over 50% field goal shooter. That's kind of where, LeBron kind of fails at as far as comparing them to. It's just the decision-making ability. So for a long time, I was satisfied with putting LeBron under Jordan, and it just was it was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Jordan number one, and I understood LeBron's greatness for him to be number two. But I will say things changed at a certain point. I'm the type of guy that I'm not stubborn. You know what I'm saying? I watch sports. I see a lot of people, I see a lot of people's take on sports and their opinions. And one thing that I do see and notice about a lot of people is that a lot of people are stubborn. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard for me to listen to the sports opinions of people that are stubborn. You know what I'm saying? You need to be a person that when the facts change, your opinions change. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens with me. I try to be unbiased. I try to be objective. You know what I'm saying? And as the facts change, my opinions change. And I say that to say things start changing for me a little bit. When LeBron went down to Miami, did what he did, that wasn't enough for me to put him on Jordan's level. But he did win a couple championships down there. You know what I'm saying? When he went to Cleveland and won, that put him on another level to me. Because a lot of people like to, use the fact that he went to different teams and teamed up with people to win. They like to use that against them. But I'm not one of those people. I give him props for that because that shit is hard. We see people do it all the time. Throughout my years of watching basketball, I've seen players try to team up, and that shit don't work. You know what I'm saying? It don't be working. That shit is not easy. If it was as easy as players just teaming up with other good players and winning, we would see it all the time. But I feel like we see more times than not that the shit don't work. And eventually, it's just the better players in the league usually be the ones that win. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. The better players win. No matter who team up with who, other players try to team up against each other. If y'all ain't got the guy, if the guy is on another team, that's the team that just usually wins. Plain and simple. LeBron, he went down Miami, teamed up with a group of players. Boom. They won a championship or 2 or 3, whatever, however many they won down Miami. Then he went up and teamed up with a totally different group of players in Cleveland and won there and brought them their very first championship there. That's when I started taking this debate a lot more serious about him and Jordan. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, he went to LA with another cast of characters and won a championship there in the bubble. And I give him props for winning in the bubble. Some people put an asterisk by that, but I give him props because to me, I looked at it like, damn, this nigga he went on different teams with different coaches and different players. He won one during regular normal circumstances. Then he went through a unnormal circumstance with the COVID shit in which they had to play in one location without fans and won a championship there in a whole different city. That just shows me that this man can go and win in any circumstance. That's what I took from it, because although a lot of people take that away from him because they feel like a lot of the players wasn't interested in playing in that bubble because of the COVID thing, I give him more props for that because he stood strong when a lot of other people wasn't interested or they were scared or they folded. He stood strong and did what he had to do to win. I gave him props for that. When LeBron went to LA and won in LA in a bubble, that's 3 championships with 3 different teams. You know what I'm saying? He got more. I think he got 4 in total, if I ain't mistaken. But with 3 different teams, with 3 different coaches and 3 different cast of characters, these players that he teamed up with can't win nowhere else or with no other team without him, except for D Wade. D Wade won before he teamed up with LeBron. But all these other cast of characters, fucking Kevin Love, Kyrie, fucking Chris Bosh, Anthony Davis, none of them niggas could win they couldn't win without him. You know what I'm saying? He was the X factor, you know what I'm saying? He was the common denominator of all these championships. So not only did he go to these teams and win, he was the X factor. You know what I'm saying? That with all that being said, it got to the point once he won that joint in LA, I put him 1A, 1B with Jordan. I can't put him over Jordan. The only shot he would have for me to put him over Jordan is if he won more championships than Jordan. But I know at this point with his longevity, and I give him props for longevity. The longevity is what helped him, you know, become number 1 in so many different statistical categories. And a lot of people use that against him. I'm not using that against him. I'm giving him his props for that. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I can't put him over Mike, completely over Mike, because Mike was fucking, I seen him, man. He was unbeatable. LeBron, no matter how good he wasn't unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? He was beatable. If Jordan was on all the teams that LeBron played on, once LeBron won his first championship in Miami, Jordan in his prime put him in Miami and then do everything that he did, that LeBron did with, you know, going to Cleveland and then going to L.A., all in Jordan's prime. Jordan, whatever championship LeBron got to and lost, Jordan would have won those. Every championship that LeBron made it to, if Jordan would have made it to the championships with that same cast of characters, with the same team, with the same coaches, Jordan would have won every last one of them championships. You know what I'm saying? He would have won every last one of them, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? If he'd have lost, he probably would have lost only one. Maybe the one, he may have lost one against Golden State. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. But I think Jordan would have won that one. You know what I'm saying? Because Jordan, he just knew what it took to win. He had the mentality and he had the decision making. He knew when he had to score. He knew when he had to pass. You know what I'm saying? And basketball sometimes is just broken down to those simplest decisions. It's as simple as that. Knowing when to score and when to pass. You know what I'm saying? Knowing when to do what. That's what makes the greatest players the greatest. On top of their mentality. You know what I'm saying? But they know when to do what. And that's Mike. To sum this all up, so to me, I do put with my feelings for Mike, I can't keep him in that number one spot alone. Um, I got to put him side by side with LeBron. I put LeBron in the same category as Jordan at this point because of the LA winning 3 championships on 3 different teams with 3 different coaches and cast of characters. I can't ignore that. With you being the guy, you was the guy in all of these championships. I can't ignore that. That shit to me is amazing. But just to sum it all up for people that never really got to see Jordan play, this is my description of Jordan. And other people can have their own description, but this is how I sum Jordan up using today's players. Jordan was a mixture between SGA and Ant-Man. You know what I'm saying? When I started kind of watching SGA play, once he became the guy, you know what I'm saying? They won a championship last year. And watching him play, his game reminded me of Jordan. His mid-range game reminded me of Jordan. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at him play. His mid-range is automatic. Jordan mid-range was automatic. You know what I'm saying? Jordan was like over 50% in the mid-range game, you know? And I watch SGA, I'm like, damn, his mid-range is like Jordan. But then I watch Ant-Man, and what he has in common with Ant-Man is his athletic ability. I watch Ant-Man play, and some of the things that he can do reminds me of Jordan also. You know what I'm saying? His jumping ability, just everything that Ant-Man can do on a basketball court, he can do damn near everything Jordan can do. You know what I'm saying? But overall, if SGA had Ant-Man's athletic ability, he'd be fucking Jordan right now. You know what I'm saying? We got to see how this shit play out with him in the long run, though, because it looks like they got a team around SGA that's set up for long-term success. And if he is anything like Jordan, he's going to win the next, you know, how many championships in a row, because he got the squad for it. You know what I'm saying? As of right now, as of today, he done won 2 fucking MVPs in a row. So, you know, that's Jordan-like right there already. So if they win this championship, I feel like he's the one that's trending towards Mike out of everybody in this motherfucking league right now. That's about to start having to be the conversation. I thought Kawhi was trending towards Mike for a minute. I was ready to put him in the Mike category if he'd have went to the Clippers and won. But it's like that load management and shit and him not being available and keep getting hurt all the time. Jordan was available. You know what I'm saying? Jordan was real dependable. He showed up and played damn near every game, every season. So I had to take Kawhi out of that. But, you know, I don't quickly take people out of categories until they take themselves out of categories. Like I said, I'm a person that my opinions change when the facts change. You know what I'm saying? I don't just stick with something because I'm loyal to something. I'm a person that feel like 2 things can be true. You know what I'm saying? Just because I say somebody's better than somebody don't mean that they both not great. It's just that if somebody earn it, I believe in giving people what they earn. I believe in giving people the credit that they earn and deserve. And so that's what LeBron, I give him the credit that he deserves. And at this point, I got them to 1A, 1B. You know what I'm saying? LeBron going, if he didn't go to the different teams and do what he did, no way I would even put him in the category of Jordan. But, man, that means something to me personally. All his accomplishments, plus winning in 3 different organizations with him being the guy with different coaches and different players, I think that shit is harder than what other people may think that don't think LeBron is on Jordan's level. So I saw a take recently where Skip Bayless showed up back on First Take for the first time in like 10 years, and he got LeBron as number 9 on his all-time NBA list. I thought this shit was hilarious. I love Skip. I love Skip in the space that he's in now with the thing that he got with the what is it, the arena or whatever it is, with Keith Talib and all of them. This is my favorite version of Skip. But Skip is hilarious. I thought that's one of the craziest takes I ever heard. Number 9 all time. At this point, LeBron is either one. In people's eyes, you need to look at him as either one A, and 1A or 1B with Jordan, or number 2, no worse than number 3. Definitely not no 9, but that's my take on it. I don't know if I missed anything. I just wanted to give a little quick take on it. But overall, I got them two side by side. He's definitely not over Jordan, but I will give him on the same level. They both, I can't ignore what LeBron has done over his career. So I'm out.